Imagine spending 10 grand on a masterpiece, placing it in your living room, and watching someone drag a solid mahogany table across it. If you're investing in a high-end rug, you usually hit a wall right here. You have to choose between a pristine museum-quality piece or something that can actually survive your family. On one end of the spectrum, you have pure silk. It gives you unmatched, luminous detail, but it's a delicate protein fiber. Place heavy seating on it, and the pile crushes almost immediately. On the other end, there's pure wool. It has incredible memory and will last for 50 years, but it absorbs light. It lacks the sharp, multi-dimensional glow of a palace-grade heirloom. Mapping this landscape reveals a clear divide. Pure silk owns the aesthetic side in the top left, while pure wool provides the structural resilience in the bottom right. That top right corner, the overlap of luster and durability, stays empty. Interior designers run into this constantly. They need to source pieces for clients who want prestige, but also actually live in their homes. We're talking about high foot traffic, kids, 90-pound dogs skidding across the floor, and heavy sectional sofas resting in the same spot for years. How do you get that elite, high-luster look without having a panic attack every time someone walks into the room? The answer lies in a highly specific textile architecture, the Kashmiri Wool-Silk hybrid. The hybrid weave bridges that gap, populating the high-performance quadrant of the map with a material specifically built to handle daily life without sacrificing the glow. To understand how this works, we have to look at how two vastly different raw materials are woven together. The foundation is built from high-altitude New Zealand Merino wool. This wool acts as a matte base. It contains natural lanolin, making it naturally stain-resistant, and it has a structural crimp, meaning it has the memory to spring back after being crushed. Then there is the artistry. Intricate floral motifs, known as the Gula, are woven using shimmering mulberry silk. Maintaining structural integrity while featuring silk highlights requires a specific weaving architecture known as the Kashmiri 5:2 hybrid ratio. In this schematic, you see 5 thick rows of matte wool. These act as weight-bearing pillars, absorbing downward pressure from foot traffic and heavy furniture. Integrated precisely at the peaks of the floral motifs are 2 rows of ultra-thin, light-refracting silk. Because the heavy wool base takes all the physical stress, those delicate silk highlights stay pristine and completely uncrushed on the surface. Placing light-absorbing wool right next to light-refracting silk creates a striking visual contrast called the Chiaroscuro Effect. The matte background recedes, causing the floral patterns to pop. The rug actively glows, shifting in tone as the natural light in the room changes throughout the day. While this hybrid weave easily handles boots and coffee tables, the material carries a specific chemical vulnerability. If you use standard carpet cleaning chemicals or scrub the pile, the delicate silk dyes will instantly bleed right into that matte wool foundation. You get a family-friendly masterpiece, but you are strictly locked into professional, pH-balanced, suction-only cleaning methods to protect the dyes. Binding a rugged, thick wool fiber to a microscopically thin silk thread is an engineering challenge. It requires a massive increase in the industry's main quality metric, knots per square inch, or KPSI. To execute this hybrid successfully, weavers have to hit an incredibly dense 300 to 700 KPSI, which drives up both the manufacturing time and the final investment value. This means hundreds of contrasting knots are manually tied into every single square inch, using traditional talim weaving methods. That extreme knot density is exactly when a rug holds such sharp, luminous detail, while still offering a thick, heavy pile that naturally dampens sound in a busy home. So how do you actually apply these materials to your floor plan? We can map out exactly what you need based on expected foot traffic. Let's look at this decision matrix. For low-traffic areas, like a private bedroom, a quiet study, or a wall hanging, the output is clear, a smaller, pure silk piece. Without the constant abrasive wear of shoes and furniture, pure silk functions perfectly as a pristine, fine art investment. But when we shift to high-traffic zones, like an executive office, a foyer, or a grand living room, the matrix changes to an oversized wool-silk hybrid. In these high-stakes spaces, the wool base provides the structural strength to anchor heavy seating, while the shimmering silk highlights maintain that refined, prestigious aesthetic. If you do decide on a hybrid, you need to know how to verify you're getting authentic Kashmiri craftsmanship and not a cheap synthetic viscose knockoff. The most reliable in-field check is the 180-degree light refraction test. As you walk a smooth arc around the rug, you should see the silk highlights dramatically shift in brightness. The silk will shimmer and change, but the matte wool background will stay perfectly consistent. For a secondary check, simply flip the corner. You want to see the sharp, highly structured talim weave clearly visible on the underside. Ultimately, the decision comes down to one clear trade-off. You agree to a strict professional cleaning regimen in exchange for a piece of art that can survive pets, kids, and grand pianos. The Wool-Silk Kashmiri rug delivers the visual prestige of a palace-grade artifact, backed by the rugged, unbreakable heart of mountain wool.